Hi everyone, welcome to Through the Lens with me, Steven Segal. And we ran a slightly late this evening. I do apologize, but we are ready to rock and roll. So those of you that are out there, welcome to the show. I'm just busy making sure that we are live and we are out there and everyone is ready to rock watch. There it is. Let's just have a squiz. There we go. All right. So I'm going to be chatting to you guys tonight. We've got two amazing guests. The one is Grant Norton. He's the CEO of Premium Brand Distributors. That is the distributor of Sony and Nikon. That is a massive one for us. And then what we've got is Austin Malema, phenomenal photographer, a celebrity photographer, synonymous with phenomenal work. He's been featured in magazines like Forbes Africa, etc. So I'm really got a great show lined up for you. Really excited to have these guests on with me this evening. All right, so just to touch base, hope you all been well. I hope you all are ready for some great content. We also, don't forget, you can post. I'd love to see you guys posting just to check that you can hear me and that everything is running perfectly. Just send me a message just to say hi and you're all good to go. All right, so moving on from there, we are going to be chatting. We're going to be obviously starting off with, just want to do a little bit of promotion here. Through the Lens show on Instagram. Make sure you go and follow us there. I'm going to be starting to post some of the images and some of the content that I've got from the show onto that Instagram page. So make sure you go and visit us on Instagram as well. Also, please subscribe. While you're on now, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can get the next show and previous shows that are coming up in the future. All right, so let's move straight on into it. Okay, so the first thing we are chatting about is industry news. So not too much industry news this week. I'm going to be getting a whole lot of new industry news going into next week. However, there is some things that I saw on rumors. Both rumors, Nikon and Sony are bringing out some cool stuff, some amazing stuff. And I'm really excited to have Grant Norton on the show because I'm going to try and get us some inside information on what is coming out from Nikon and Sony. So I'm really excited for that. I'm going to see if I can twist his arm. All right, so that's it for industry news. Not too much this evening, but next week we have got a jam-packed full of news. All right, then we chat new and review. So tonight on new and review, I'm going to quickly play the video, and then I'm going to show you what it is. I got it today, so I'm quite excited to be playing with it. Let me quickly do the intro video like I normally do, so just hold on and check this out.
G-Drive with Thunderbolt 3. Featuring Thunderbolt 3 and USB-C connectivity, the G-Drive is the perfect desktop storage solution for applications like video editing or photography. With dual Thunderbolt 3 ports, you can daisy chain up to 5 additional devices to quickly move raw photos and HD video through a single connection. High-speed data transfers let you keep creating and saving your work without slowing down. A fast, enterprise-class hard drive offers high performance built to last. G-Drive with Thunderbolt 3.
So that is the new and review. I have got the G-Drive Thunderbolt 3 right here that I'm going to be testing out. It's not really necessarily new, but the thing with regards to what's happening nowadays is that hard drives are just becoming the new in thing. Why? Because we're streaming. You'll see as we're busy streaming here, I'm obviously recording through so that I can cut the video and make little stingers and little episodes that I can re-release on different platforms. As well as those of you that are getting into video, you know the importance of hard drives. So hard drives is a big player, and you're going to see I'm going to be talking a lot about hard drives in future shows. I'm going to be trying out the G-Drive and checking out the Thunderbolt 3 and seeing if it's worth the price. I'm really excited to try it out. But I've always had one or two G drives or G-Tech drives around with me. So that's really cool to try it out. I've also been trying out some other brands as well. So let's move on and let's chat about our new and upcoming star, a rising star. So our rising star for tonight is a guy that came out of Open Window. His name is Mohlala. You'll see right here. I'm going to quickly pull his screen, his page up. He's got some amazing work. He's definitely someone to look out for if you guys are out and about, have a squiz at his work. Phenomenal work. I think it's his first year or second year out of college. So he's doing some great stuff. You can see definitely someone to look out for. Those of you that have got brands out there, check him out. He is really hot stuff and the new thing to look out for moving forward. So that's Philly out there. I met him, really great guy. It's great work. So well done, Philly. Thank you so much. Those of you that would like to be on our up and coming boards and be featured, remember, we have got CEOs of companies, marketing managers from around the world that are looking for creators that potentially can link up with the brands. Make sure you get linked up with the show and let us showcase your work. So if you want to be part of the show, make sure you email me. I'm going to be putting the link here. You'll see there will be a banner that's going to come up. Let's actually put that up now so that you can see it. Here we go on the ticker at the bottom there. So just take note, it's TTL show at segalstudios.com. That's if you want to be featured on the show. All right, next up, we are going to be moving and grooving as we do, trying something different this evening. You see, I even got dressed up for this evening's show. Eh? We got big business happening on this evening. So we are going to be chatting brand spotlight, and the brand spotlight this evening is premium brand distributors. They are distributing, like I said, the likes of Sony and Nikon in the country, South Africa, Southern Africa. It's really great to have them on board. Also going to be, they've also got some other brands there. So we're going to chat this evening to Grant Norton, which is the CEO of Premium Brand Distributors. High power, ready? Grant, let's get you on. How's it, Grant? How are you? How's that for an interview? Insert.
Yeah, I feel like I'm about to enter like a ring of sorts. I've got such an introduction.
I see you still at the office as usual, hey? Working late hours.
Never sleep. I have to watch out for curfew because I have to get back.
We'll try and get you in and out as quick as possible, but it's great to have you on board, Grant. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your time. I know you've got a lot to handle right now, and obviously with COVID hitting us, we're having some fun times in the industry. So tell me, how things looking on the premium brand distribution side? What are you up to, and what's news?
So yeah, it's business. I tried to say as usual, but I don't know what the usual is. But we have had a really good month, with that being June, which is our full first month back since lockdown started in March, and we have seen some really positive, exciting things happening, which we have the fortunate position of seeing. I say 2/3 of the market at the moment, which is good when it comes to the imaging side. But yeah, so we're really positive, and we look forward to what the next few months has to offer.
Now, tell me, I want a little bit more history on premium brand distributors. Tell me, where did it start out? How did the company actually start out and get to where it did now?
So I'm not going to give away my age. And it started in the 70s. It started in the 70s, but as it happens, I started with Premium Brands about 7 years ago, actually on the 1st of July, 7 years ago. So
wow,
7 years ago today, I started there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so the legacy of the company does come from an imaging background. It has been the Nikon distributor since the 70s, as I said. Until 2017, we then acquired the Sony imaging and recording media business, and those are fundamentally our two core brands, and then we've got subsidiary brands around that, which stems the outdoor segment, the memory segment, which is Lexar.
Yes, you got Lexar. Yes.
That's correct. Yeah. So we do Phoenix, which is a torch brand. We do Go Extreme, which is an entry level action camera brand, and there's some exciting things coming in the next few months, which we'll be announcing, which is a good direction for the company, and an exciting new direction, which is fantastic.
Oh, absolutely love it. You've got such a host of brands. I mean, amongst having obviously the two top brands, you've got a whole lot extra on there. And I mean, Lexar is a phenomenal brand as well. Great memory. And memory is where it's at right now, I think, in the industry and where things are headed. And tell me, I mean, and what's one thing I normally forget about is with regards to torches, those torches the Phoenix torches are phenomenal. I know I used to use them for my photography as well when we went game drive viewing, or we actually did some fashion work. So tell me, what do you think premium brands, what do you attribute the success of premium brand distributors? Because, I mean, you've got some amazing brands. The company's doing really well. What do you think is the reason for the success?
So our differentiator in the market is that we offer an A to Z solution, and that is we facilitate all our service, our back-end service of all our products. We handle warehousing, distribution, in-house marketing, sales, so pretty much an A to Z type solution for a brand. And our strength comes with brand building. So we cut our teeth very much with the likes of Nikon, and we've employed the similar kind of mindset in relaunching Sony into the country after their 5-year departure, and those learnings will be re-employed as we develop new brands into the region.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. How is it, I mean, managing two of the biggest brands in the country? It must be hair-raising stuff.
So for me, it's a bit of a dream, because it's very rare that you get two powerhouses in one industry under one umbrella. Yes, we employ separate tactics for both and resources for both, but it really is a dream, because we get to pretty much command the imaging industry, and there's so much exciting things coming this year. And for me, I've seen the industry change. I've been involved in the industry for over 20 years, and I've actually seen the industry change from analog to digital, and we're in the midst of another change. That's where we are at the moment, which is exciting for me.
So, I mean, your history, you were on the printing side of things, am I right? Where when you said previously, tell me more about that.
I studied photography in varsity. I did darkroom work, so I printed my own images back in the day, and I'm a designer by trade, and I have a passion for photography. I always have, and I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity, 2001, 2002, through imaging stores, and I progressed, and Stefan van Holt, the group chairman, approached me 7.5 years back to come on board, and I haven't looked back since.
That is absolutely phenomenal. I love that story, because, you know, a lot of the time people think, you know, where can they go and how can they go? And sometimes you kind of hit a dead end. What do you think, would you attain your success? I mean, through a corporate side? I mean, I know I talk to creators about success, but ultimately, I mean, the success of a creator is a success in business and a success in life. And your success to go obviously from the imaging side and printing into obviously the creative side, and then CEO of a company like Premium Brand Distributors. What would you say would you attain or attribute your success to?
You're only as strong as the people around you, and I've been fortunate enough to have very, very powerful brands, as well as really, really strong support structures. So I sit and often get the praise, but that's not fair, because there's many people that are actually in the hard slog. I mean, you and I worked together for many years. You understand this, that the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into driving a brand forward. So I, as much as it's nice to sit in the seat, as well as it is challenging, it's the guys that are doing the hard slog. Everything from the stores, the guys in service, the guys in warehouse. These are the guys that really need to take the credit. I can only do so much as a single. But
I I really appreciate that, and it's great to hear that. You know, a lot of the time, it's easy to take the success stories and say, you know, it was me, and I put in the hard work and stuff like that, and the team is where it goes. So Grant, but I mean, you rely on a team, but you know, you've got a lot of dedication to what you do. I see passion as well. That's driven you. Would you say dedication and passion is what's driven you, or attaining the forever, you know, successful dream? I don't know. What's on a personal level?
So you have to get your hands dirty. So that's you don't have the luxury of sitting back and watching spreadsheets and financial indicators. That's not where the money gets made. The money gets made on ground level, whether it be at store level, where it being you have to be on the front line of the consumer, and that's an understanding where that consumer is heading to. So that's and finding the gaps. So this business is metamorphosizing, and more so now than it ever has before, and in so new potential opportunities are presenting themselves, and you have to have the guts, the kahunas, to go find them.
I love it. And now talking about the future and moving forward, and obviously the changes that are happening, I've seen that Nikon and Sony have got some secret things coming out. Do you have any tips or some insights that you can share?
Sure, there's some fantastic things coming. So unfortunately, I cannot share too much, but
okay.
I would keep a close eye to social media the next few months. There's some really, really powerful, hard-hitting lines coming. And,
awesome.
Stay tuned.
Definitely. I'm hopefully going to see some of those soon as well. So with regards to that, tell me, what are you seeing the industry? Where do you see the industry growing? So there's a lot of creators that are potentially watching this and wanting to know what can they do to succeed. Where is the industry going? Is film the big move? Should all of us photographers, or I know I'm transitioning into video, but should we be seriously considering video, or are we safe to still do stills as well as video? Tell me, where do you see the industry going from a corporate point of view, your personal opinion?
So it's not as much as I can give you a blueprint and follow through. I think what we're seeing both in industry and especially on social media is that it's all about your personality, all about your personal flavor. In essence, Sony, Nikon, all the imaging brands, these are simply a tool to do a job. And how you use that tool and get the best outcome, adding your own personal flavor is the key. So people will follow people as opposed to just specs and stats. You know, you have to make sure that you give a personal flavor to whatever your content is, and then obviously make sure that it's supported with the best possible product in order to deliver that.
Love it. No, great. That's a great answer. Grant, thank you so much for joining me. I'm trying to keep these slots nice and quick, but I definitely, this isn't putting a name or a face to a brand. I'm trying to obviously show the people that are watching and the industry out there, you know, who's behind these great brands and the companies that are reaching our shores. I thank obviously Premium Brand Distributors for bringing such amazing brands to South Africa, as well as the other brands that they've got. It's key. I mean, without brand and companies like you guys, we would be sitting importing everything and not having any support. So I thank you for your time, Grant. I thank you for your insights and valuable insights, and congratulations on your 7 years. Am I right? Today.
Yeah, 7 years.
That's a great number, 7 years. Congratulations. 7. I love it. So, Grant, have a great evening. Thank you for your time. And yeah, we're going to be, if any of you want to go and get hold of Premium Brand Distributors, I'm going to quickly share the screen here so that you can have a look at their website. Give me a second while we do that. Sorry, I just want to pop it up. So we've got here. And here it is here. Obviously, those of you that are out there, you can go and have a look. This is their website here, and some of the brands that they've got. This is Premium Brand Distributors. And yeah, go and have a look at their social media links, both Sony and Nikon. They've got their Facebook pages as well as their Instagrams and various social media. Phoenix is out there and go extreme. And Grant, I'm looking forward to the great new things that you're going to introduce coming forward. Thank you for your time.
Cool. Thanks, Steve-O. Keep well.
Thanks so much. All the best. Take it easy. Thank you. All right, so ladies and gents, that is Grant Norton, CEO of premium brand distributors. They are the key distributors for Sony and Nikon in the country, as well as Lexar. They go Extreme and Phoenix torches, which are phenomenal. Go and have a look at their website to find out more. So those of you that are out there, my name is Steven Segal. I am the presenter for Through the Lens. It's great to have you on board. We are really excited. Our next guest is Austin Malema. So those of you that don't know about Austin, come on, you have to know about Austin. Austin is synonymous with regards to celebrities, brands. He's been showcased on various different magazines, not just his photographic work, but his profile. He's just doing it. He's making it big, being featured in Forbes Africa as well. So I'm really excited to be chatting to Austin. I see he's got his mask on. He's obviously somewhere having some fun. So let us bring on our next guest on the Creator Corner, which is Austin Malema. Austin, how are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you, Steven?
Great. You're looking really suited up. Doctor, let me guess.
No, I'm actually on set right now. So this is what's happening in my life.
Oh, I love it that you're on set. We're going to have some fun with that.
Yeah,
sorry.
so I'm just going to walk away.
No, but we're going to get you back into set just now in a short while.
Cool. Not a problem.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining me and obviously interrupting your set and your shoot that's going on. Can I ask what you're busy shooting?
I'm working on a product shoot for a new gin premix brand. So it's kind of like a ready-to-drink gin and tonic vibe.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So tell me, with regards to it, I just want to...
Oh, my God. Steven, your sound is dropping. I really don't like this. I can't seem to hear your question. Hey, Steven.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. You're back
loud
and clear. You're about to ask a question there.
Okay, sorry, man. So tell me, sorry, I lost you there. You can hear me now, perfect. Okay, great. Thank you, all of those of you that said that they can't hear or can hear. So tell me, with regards to where did you start out as a creator? I mean, you've done phenomenal things. Tell me a little bit more about, how you did it, what you did to get where you are now.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that I started off as a film and video editor. So I have a BA honors degree in motion picture that I got from AFDA. So I studied motion picture for about 4 years. And while I was studying film, I took a keen interest in photography to try and make money on the side. So as a side hustle, while I was still in varsity, I started taking photos, becoming a second shooter at weddings, and just doing a lot of videography in and around events in Joburg. And eventually I realized that photography was where the money was. So I took up, I dropped my videography work to do a lot more photography stuff. I was an editor on a couple of TV shows. And my last job was on a couple of shows that were on national TV or on DSTV. So I worked on a couple of shows like Selima Toonsy, Skim Sam, The Queen, The Real Jersey A-listers. The list is kind of endless. And I realized that, look, man, as an editor, I sit in an office every single day and I know what's coming. I'm surrounded by 4 walls and a screen, and I was not really happy. My thing was I wanted to be excited every single time I went out, every time I went to the office. And that's when I took on photography, because every day is a new office. I've got new bosses every single day, new creatives to work with.
That is phenomenal. I mean, and your work speaks for itself. I see I went onto your website, but I just pulled onto Instagram. I like going to Instagram because it's generally where everyone's up to date and normally got their latest stuff happening. So, I mean, amongst some of the top South African celebrities here. I see David Beckham over there, international celebs. I mean, featured in Forbes. Tell me more about working with the celebs and how you got the break to work with them.
So for me, working with local celebrities and local stars started off with mingling with these guys at events. So when I started shooting local events, I was trying to get access to hang out with like all these stars to be able to photograph them, right?
Yeah.
And my initial dream was to have to photograph one of these people and become their personal photographer. And later on, that became a dream to own an agency that would lease or give out our services to other celebrities. So I would sign up photographers and we would work with all these celebrities. So I'd sign up a photographer with a particular celebrity and they would be in my company. But I think in 2016, 2017, I started doing quite a lot of stuff with bloggers.
Yeah.
And it was the rise of bloggers in the country. And I put out a lot of work with these bloggers. And then I started getting booked by some celebrities to do red carpets for them. Eventually, that aroused an interest in me to shoot red carpets for myself for the big shows that are happening in and around the country. And that was the Metro FM Awards and the South African Music Awards. 2016, 2017, I started shooting red carpets and putting out images immediately. I had a D750 at that time, and it was Wi-Fi enabled. So I used to download the pictures as I shoot them, and then I would share them on my Twitter timeline. And I was able to reach a larger audience. You know, if you're watching and they don't want to wait until Sunday to see the images. So
100%.
What I did was I had the advantage of a D750 where I could download all those images and share them. And through that, I reached a larger audience of celebrities who wanted to work with me. And also just because my work on the red carpets was unique. So I started working a lot more with celebrities as individuals. And that translated to like being booked to do shoots for them. I took a keen interest in beauty photography, into doing beauty stuff. And that actually just transformed me into a bigger photographer.
Absolutely love it. And now tell me, I mean, working with celebrities, I mean, the minute people hear working with celebrities and getting to, what are celebrities like to work with? Are they a little bit, do they know what they want a little bit more than the average model, or, you know, people that work with it? Tell us more about working with celebs. There's Chad Leclos. I mean, geez, like.
I rate working with models is a lot easier because they trained to do what they need to do. You know, if you're working with a model on a beauty shoot, she knows how to pose, how to move around. Especially like even if it's for clothing, they always know what they need to do. But sometimes with celebrities, you need to give a lot more direction. They're really creative people depending on who they are. I've shot quite a lot of actors and actresses, and they really make it seem easy because they've been trained on how to portray emotion. So they know how to work around a camera. But I feel like sometimes when you're working with musicians who haven't been trained, it's a lot harder because you have to constantly give direction on what they need to be doing. There's that. But, you know, there's advantages of having to work with these people, which is one of them being your reach in terms of your work. You get to reach a larger number of people compared to having to work with a model or just working with someone who's unknown, you know. So it's there's a benefit in working with these people. And also when you work with celebrities, the brands are looking at them, and you know, that's part of the reach. You get to those brands through working with the celebrities. That was one of my biggest reasons when I started working with celebrities, was to build a larger reach or a larger audience for my work. And I was able to do that. And now I can create any type of work that I want to put out because people have seen that I'm able to produce good enough content with celebrities and good enough content with models or any other individuals. So now there's no more that large that need to reach a larger audience anymore. It's I've got a big enough audience to create good work for.
No, brilliant. I love hearing that. So tell me, I mean, this obviously the show and those of you that have just joined, obviously this is Through the Lens. We're busy chatting to Austin Malema. And, you know, it's about not necessarily the settings that we're using and the gear we're using, but it's about the person behind. And that's what I really wanted to get. And you're seeing a feel for Austin and, you know, how he worked the angles and the network to be able to get where he is, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now tell me, and feel free to answer it as you wish, because I mean, it's always a question, free or not free. What is your thoughts on doing free work? Because when I say free work, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's always a value to it. So, I mean, if I do free work for a client, it's actually me that's paying for my time, for my gear, for, you know, all of that. So it's not really free. But what is your look on free work versus paid?
Look, I'll tell you my honest opinion is, you know, I've done free work before, but as soon as you start giving yourself free work or giving out your work for free to a lot of people, it creates a perception that they would be able to do that. And what I learned earlier on is as soon as someone comes to you and says, can you do this thing for me for free? And you do it for free. Next time you tell them this is how much the cost is, they're probably going to go tell the same story that they told you in the beginning, that, look, if you do the first job for us for free, we can build a relationship, and they can use that on someone else and they don't need you anymore. So they can just keep the cycle going. So you just keep asking people, look, do the stuff for me and, you know, we'll be able to build a relationship. And a lot of people do that, you know, they just break down your pricing and they're like, look, if you do this for us at this cost, we'll be able to give you a lot of work. And then you do the job. Next time they need a photographer, they approach someone else and it's not you. So I don't believe in really doing stuff for free, but I think that you can do it at a certain price. You don't need to do it for free at all. Just say, look, my costs are always my labor, my editing, my admin costs. So I need to get something for one of those things or most of those things. So because if I'm doing it for free, you're going to go tell other people, oh, Austin did that for me for free. And then other people are going to be like, oh, Austin, if you can do that for free for Steven, why can't you do that for me? You know, it's like, okay, cool.
Where does the buck stop?
When does the buck stop? So you need to be able to say, look, I can do it for you at cost minimum. You know, this is the cost minimum, bare minimum that it costs me to be able to leave my house and do this. At least, you know, you're not paying 10,000 Rand, you're paying 3, 4, 5. At least you are going to make some sort of income instead of spending your time out creating content for someone. And then they're going to use that content to market themselves and then grow their brands. And then you just stuck there because as soon as they grow their brands, they're going to find a bigger, better photographer that they're going to pay for the next job that they've got when they've got the budget for it.
100%. I absolutely love it because I've experienced it being in the industry also for a little while now, and it's so interesting. It's almost when you devalue yourself, people also devalue you. So I mean, I've also looked at it and gone, you know, me too. I also look at doing things for free from time to time, but when I do it free, it's an educated, it's calculated, it's everything behind it is promotion of my business or, you know, of my work, something like that, which I can see that's exactly how you do it. You look at it and it's exactly what we look at. So with regards to, I see Dominique Janssen van Rensburg also reckons, I agree 100%, and Yapi out here as well as Marley. I mean, we've got some great guys following. Also, I love it that thank you so much, you know, for opening up. It's sometimes difficult, obviously, for me to talk about these things, and it's difficult for some people to talk, you know, but it's great that you're sharing, and I appreciate that you do share. Tell me, I mean, do you ever, if you had to, and there's a photographer, Brett Florence out there that, you know, something he taught me, and I listened to him many years ago with regards to it. He said that sometimes he can't afford himself to shoot his own, let's say, wedding. It doesn't mean that someone else won't. And have you found that when you've come in cheaper or more cost effective. Let's use that because it's better for marketing. Do you find that if you charge more, you get better clientele and more rewarding clientele, or what have you found with regards to that?
To be honest with you, it's a little, it's a
tricky question. Sorry.
It is very tricky because, I've got continuous clients who I've been with for 3-4 years, and
oh wow, great.
At times they can afford my actual rate, and sometimes they'll try to be competitive with other photographers, and because you've serviced them for so long, and they've been around you for so long, you try, look, it's fine, I'll come in as a competitive price. But what I've learned is, sometimes you don't need to take everything on, but just because it might be good for you. Sometimes not taking on a job, which would be worth, if you charge 20,000 Rand a day and a client is going to offer you like 10,000 Rand, sometimes it's not worth it because you end up doing a lot more than what you're supposed to. I would rather do a job for 10,000 Rand for a client that I've worked with longer than most, instead of being beaten down because someone else is charging 10,000 Rand and you're not afraid to tell me. If a client comes to me and says, oh no, we also quote from another photographer and they said that it is 10,000 Rand for them, I would rather not work with that client, because what they're doing is just shopping around and throwing prices at everyone. And I'm very sure once they get me at 10,000 Rand, they might go to someone else. They might come to you, Stephen, and say, oh, but Stephen, Austin is charging me 10,000 Rand. Why can't you do it at 8,000 Rand? What's the point of that? And clients do that quite a lot because, and I'll say in the age of social media, and if your business is based on social media and all these things, clients do that quite a lot because they're not afraid to tell you that, oh, you're quoting against so-and-so, and so-and-so charges this much. So if you come in, you beat that person, and you end up coming lower just because you want to get that job ahead of someone else and not because it's worth it for you. So I don't think that, I would underprice myself just to beat someone else. I price myself on what I believe I'm able to provide on my services and the quality of my work. I just believe there's a certain quality of my work that I will give you. I am not going to try price myself according to other people.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because, I've had same instances come in with regards to me, and and what I'm grateful is my new lot of clients and the clients that I've been working with now are phenomenal. I mean, it's a relationship. And so what a lot of them look at, and the guys that are really forward thinking end up going and saying, you know what, yes, the person's coming in cheaper, but I know what Stephen's work's going to be like. I know that he's going to pitch up and do this. I know. So there's no unknown. You never know with a new client, a new photographer, are they going to be diligent? Are they going to deliver? When they're going to deliver? They promise it will be done same day. It might be done in 2 weeks. So I like what you're saying. So let's get off the hardcore stuff. This is really hitting money. I want to ask you, who is Austin Malema? Who are you? Like, what makes you tick? What do you love? Are you into motorcycles? Are you a motivational type of person?
Oh my God. That's a very hard question to try explain. I always say I'm a very easygoing type of human being. I'm very chilled. I don't do a lot of things. I think I out-partied myself, and I worked really hard at events at a young age that, now I enjoy just staying at home. The little moments are what counts. Spending time with my son. I have a 5-year-old son who is my entire world. So I think that's really what is me. I'm a photographer. I'm just an enthusiast, a photography enthusiast. I don't think I'll ever say a professional, because I think I'm always searching and trying to find myself in photography. So that's one of the biggest things about myself. I'm a teacher. I'm a business founder. I founded 2 businesnesses. Pixel Collective in 2018, and my newest business, RTC Studios, last year. It's almost a year since I founded my new business.
Wow, love it. Jeez, like operating. I absolutely love it. Tell me, so
Yeah.
if I mean, with regards to things and how things are going now. I mean, you've been working straight through. What is your take on COVID and the future of photography? I mean, you've got that film background. You've got
Yeah.
photography. What is your feeling with regards to where the industry is going?
If you had asked me this before the last 3 weeks, I
Yeah.
would have probably like given you some soapy answer. And currently, in the last 3 weeks, my team and I have been back in full swing. Hence today we're still on set at this hour. And I just think the future of photography is it belongs to those who are dedicated, those who are going to move and shake the trees to get what they deserve. Before I used to say it belongs to the younger guys, the guys who are cost effective. But I just like right now, I believe that if you are willing to shake the tree and get what you deserve, that's where the future belongs. It doesn't belong to anyone specific. It just belongs to those who are dedicated, those who are going to do something to make sure they get their fair share.
Well done. That is a great word of advice, my man. That is really, really good. It's so inspirational to hear this kind of thing. And I mean, hopefully those of you that are watching and have been watching this episodes, you can see the passion, the drive, the people. It's not about sitting around and letting it happen to you. It's about going there and getting it and, grabbing onto it. Yeah, jeez, I love these words, and it's pretty much what I want the show to be about. I want the people to feel motivated, understand, and relate to you. Look at you, Austin, and go, that he's like me, and if he can do it, I can do it. And what did he do differently that I'm not doing? And that's pretty much where I wanted things to go, and not necessarily just all about gear and what's happening and how it's happening. So talking about that, I mean, have you got a mentor, someone that you look up to with regards to your work?
I don't have, when it comes to photography, I find it quite hard to have a mentor. I have people whose styles that I like. I find that, to be honest, and a lot of people can judge me for this. I looked up to a lot of photographers that I got to work with at some point or another, and I realized that there's just nothing amazing about them. It's the teams that they work with. It's everybody who's involved, and we all get consumed into one person. We always make it about the one person instead of everyone else. And that has been my biggest problem, is that when we all speak about mentors, we always look at one person and you're like, oh, this person's such and such a great person. But they most of these people, when you actually start getting to their levels, when I was starting out, I used to work by myself. Today, I'm working with a food stylist, and my shots look amazing. Like specifically today's shoot, it's my first time working with a food stylist, and it looks amazing. And I'm like, it is the team. It is not just a picture that Austin takes, And most of those guys, the guys I look up to, they all have big teams behind them, that help them grow, that help them shine. So it's always going to be about those teams. As soon as I learned that it's about teams, then I realized, okay, cool. If you work with a big enough team or a good enough team, then you will be elevated in your work. But when it comes to mentors, I have a business mentor. I don't think in photography I will have, I'll have a mentor, because if you have a mentor in any space, your biggest achievement is to be better than them. So if you have a mentor, let's say I have a mentor now, my biggest achievement would be to outshine them, and it wouldn't make sense to me, in all honesty.
There's that competitive nature coming out as well, and that's something that pushes it. I mean, I was listening to an interesting thing. I love motivational talks, and I love hearing people getting motivated. And Matthew McConaughey did a speech. I think he won a Golden Globe or an Oscar, and they said who was his mentor, and he said, someone asked him the question, who is your mentor and who do you look up to? And he came back to the person and he said, it's me in 10 years' time. And it was, I kind of got confused with it, and I was like, what? And he says, no, you're always striving to be better, and to be better than that person and better than you are. And the person then came in 10 years' time, when he was 25, came up to him and said, well, have you reached your success? And he said, no, I've still got my next 10 years. So he's always striving to be better. And, you know, what I love that you also mentioned is the team. I mean, the team, it's so imperative with me as well. I mean, I know it. If my team doesn't know what they're doing, and they, you know, communication is everything. And it's a team that makes a success. It's who you work with and how you work with. And I'm also very selective on who and what I do and who I do it with. So tell me, I see you also jumped in here. Teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. Yeah, Vinay. Hey, Vinay, good to see you on there. Victor, I also saw that you jumped on Delazel, and Marilee Victor is always on. She's phenomenal. I just want to make sure I did a shout out. Thanks, you're on there as well. My sister's busy watching. You got the family watching. Got JD Koch as well. Thank you guys so much for, you know, logging in. It's all up to you that makes the show happen or don't happen. It's the team, and I hope it does go bigger than this. So with regards to it, are we allowed a sneak peek? Oh, wait, before we go into your sneak peek, because I'm going to ask you, I should have asked you off camera, but I want to ask you your work. Tell me, like, it's just phenomenal. I mean, I'm just going to share it again. What's your take with regards to when you go into shoots? How much planning do you go into when you do one of these shoots? Is it quite a bit, or you kind of you got the creative idea and you just go for it?
It's different, you know. It's really, it depends on how technical some of these jobs are. About 3-4 weeks ago, we had a really technical job that half of it. Actually, the one image was shot in Cape Town, and the rest of it had to be shot in Joburg to be comped. And we had to take the lead of the image that was shot in Cape Town. And it took us quite a bit of time, but we had planned everything out before we went onto set. So depending on how the job is going to be, look, I would like to plan some of the things, but if we're being honest, some of these sets are unpredictable. The David Beckham shoot we had planned it down to the T, but changes do happen, unfortunately, you know, when you're shooting. So you'll never have everything planned down to the T and it will work out all the way. But it does help to plan things out just so you save on the time that you're going to spend while you're shooting. Sometimes I just run and gun, you know. You might plan everything out. you might plan everything out, and then when you get onto location, you just throw the book out because you just want to try out new things. Or you just want to expose different things that you are able to do. So I just think it's all dependent on the person. Like the shoot that we're doing now, we had a whole shot list, and we are definitely like not working according to that. We're just running and gunning this whole thing.
Tell me, I mean, with your lighting, what sort of lighting? I mean, like this shot in particular, absolutely love this whole vibe. It's just Do you set up your own lighting? Do you have someone that does your lighting?
Before I used to set up my own lighting. So there's a software that I used to use for some of my setups, like mostly studio setups. There's a software I downloaded a while back called Satellite 3D. You can play around and print out your lighting ratios and how where you're gonna place your light, and that actually helps. When you get onto set, you save your time. You know, and I'm still like an old school kind of guy. I use a light meter just to cut the time when we're shooting. But currently I've got a lighting technician who is on this set right now, who sets everything up for me, and he does my Digitech as well. So it just helps. I don't have to do my own Digitech or set up my own lights, because that would take the time. So I get to focus on creating the images, and he will work on the lighting.
Love it, man. Tell me, so are you headed towards an Annie Leibovitz kind of vibe?
If I was headed anywhere, it would be a Max Siliger, Platon vibe. Those are my favorite photographers. Okay. So that's where I am inspired to be, or like the kind of photography I would do.
So tell me, what brand or magazine? Give me a brand and a magazine that is your dream to shoot for.
Whew. The Hollywood Reporter or Vanity Fair.
Wow, yeah.
Brand. Man, if I could do work for Coca-Cola International and not just Coca-Cola South Africa, Coca-Cola International, I think that would probably be such a great achievement for me.
Okay, no, I like it. So now tell me, can we take a sneak peek into your before we close on out? A sneak peek into your
into
set.
my world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let me tell these people. Let me put my mask on so I can get back.
Well done. Definitely have to be polite. We're on public TV channel.
Oh well, I was by myself in the room.
No, you're brilliant. No, exactly right. No, you're brilliant. Just give them a shout and see.
Am I able to turn my camera around? Hold on. Everybody's sitting around waiting for me here.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay, cool. This is Richard Cook, who's my lighting technician and Digitech.
Hey, Rich.
Okay. And then this is kind of like the setup that we've got. We're shooting with Profoto B1s. There's 3 in the room, actually. There's one on the far side of the corner. Got a really cool monitor on here. And Bianca here is our food stylist, product stylist for today.
Hey, what's up?
Hey there. Thank you, guys.
What else can we show you? There's a bit of product on the table, but you can't really see it from here.
No, that's all good.
What should I show them? Oh yes, little setup. This is our lens rack. So,
oh my goodness, yeah.
Hold on, we'll turn all the good
there we go.
Camera there. Yeah.
There we
It's
go.
so cool. We're gonna get insight into Austin Malema's life.
That's what's happening in my bag, and I literally just pulled the camera out when we started the call. So this is the little baby. I'm shooting on the Nikon D850. It's actually currently a loan from Premium Brands. Because I took mine in. I'm actually going to pick it up tomorrow.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah, there's a makeup room in there with a couple of people in there. Some of our talent as well. So this is what's happening.
Wow, big set, eh? Big set.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
So that has been my day.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you taking us around. So tell me,
Thank you very much for having me.
Tell me your go-to lens. What's your go-to lens?
50 mil.
Ah, nice. Okay.
1.4. 50 mil 1.4. But in the past 3 weeks, we figured out that we need an 85 on set every single day.
Oh, wow. Okay. And on the product side of things?
On the product?
Yeah.
105 macro, just because it allows you to get in and get that detail. And also you can shoot from a distance.
I love it. How many lights did you have in that setup there?
This current setup, we've got 2 heads. I've got 2 Profoto B1 heads, and then I've got a kicker creating a reflection from a TV. So I've got it's a 250 head. I forgot the name of that head.
No, that's all good. That's all good. Oh, brilliant. Austin, you have been a legend. Thank you so much for your time. I don't want to hold you up anymore. I just want to ask you the last questions that I ask everyone because I'm getting their stage names. I just want to ask you, give me one word to describe yourself, and then one color, and then one animal. So I need one word, one color, one animal.
Man, I was going to say agile. Black.
Okay, agile, black.
Then I'm a leopard.
Agile black leopard. Okay, so that's your new stage name. So when I link you onto the or ever again, you're the agile black leopard. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you
Austin,
very
you've
much.
been a legend. Thank you to your team and to obviously you for giving up of your time. I really, really appreciate it. And I wish you all the best. You're a phenomenal photographer, phenomenal person. And I loved having you on the show. And hopefully we'll definitely get you back on for a couple of shows on from here.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Stephen.
All the best. And thank you so much. Have a great evening. Cheers. Thank you.
You too. Cheers, guys. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Cheers. All right, ladies and gents, that is Austin Malema, phenomenal photographer. You can see super humble. I mean, he's motivated. He knows what he wants, and he is going for it. So it's about shaking up those trees. It's about, going and taking what you want. It's not about your age, definitely not your age. And I think that's one of the things that we look at a lot of times. I've been talking to people, and what I find what's so interesting is some people that have retired that have said, no ways, I'm still going for it. So age is just a number. And sometimes I need to remind myself that. I look at myself and I look, oh, you know what? There's youngsters doing this and young people doing that, and this person's doing that. What am I doing in my life? And I'm always self-reflecting. And sometimes you have to stop self-reflecting and say, you know what have I achieved so far? And actually, you've achieved a lot. Whatever it be, you've still achieved a lot. You've learned new techniques. You've learned new things. And as long as you're learning and building yourself, I mean, it's all up here. This is what's going to change you. Your mind is your biggest asset. It's what's going to drive you forward. It's what's going to make you successful. And, that's the one thing. And you can and you'll see the same thing keeps happening from content creator. And that's why I love chatting to Grant Norton as well, is that it's the same thing goes. It's always trying to attain that goal that you will never really ever maybe get to. But also, if you do plan to get a goal and you reach it, you have to have that plan for after you've reached your goal, because a lot of the time people reach their goal and then they go, and then what? You should always try and push and go beyond that. And that's, I think, what drives people moving forward. And that's where the success is coming in, is those people that didn't sit back and that went and got something. So those of you that are out there, I really appreciate you for joining me and logging in to watch the show. I am definitely pushing forward. We've got some amazing brands coming on. You see, we chatted to Nikon and Sony premium brand distributors. I will be talking to those brands separately and representatives of those brands. We're also going to be chatting to the guys from Canon, as well as Fuji, Olympus. So we've got a jam-packed full schedule of guests that are going to be coming on. But I'd love to see those of you that are out there that would like to join the show and get on. Here is the link to be able to get you on. Make sure you come and join me and have chat. Yeah, let's have a chat. Let's see what you have. Introduce me to new and upcoming people. My aim for the show is to uplift the industry. It's all about giving back to the industry that I love and that I enjoy being a part of. It's what drives me. It's what gets me up in the mornings. I get to work with phenomenal brands, phenomenal people. And you'll see the people that are behind the brands are absolutely, they're great. It's just such an amazing industry. So I do ask you, those of you that are out there that are watching, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got the list of all the brands and the products that I do talk about on the show. They're not on Facebook, because the show will move off Facebook and go solely onto YouTube. I'm also going to be doing some reviews. And those of you that are looking to join up a team, I'm always looking for people to join me for the videos. I'm going to be shooting a movie, which is really great. It's starting off with a short film, but we're picking up some serious momentum. So I'm definitely going to be looking for cast and crew for the show, for the movie. And there's various different things that I'm busy working on. So I'm always open to helping people, getting them to join me. So if you do want to have a link up with me with regards to that, or one of the creators, make sure you reach out and chat to them there. All right, so for next week's show, that's it for me. For next week's show, we are going to be chatting. There's one of two things depending on how it goes. Just waiting for some confirmations. I'm either going to be chatting with Nan Light. It's a new lighting brand that has come onto the market that is making huge waves, as well as, or I'm going to be chatting to the guys from MSI. Those of you that know gaming computers, that is the number one selling or top 3 selling computers in the world with regards to gaming. But they have opened up a side that is the creators side that is doing really, really well as well. So we're going to be chatting to one of those 2 brands, but we are going to be chatting to a whole lot more brands moving forward. So make sure you join in for next week's show, 7:30. It might be a little bit earlier purely because of the internationals that will be coming onto the show. So just keep an eye open on your channels and give me feedback. Please share, like, subscribe, let more people know. It's key for me and my the show's success and me being able to help you is dependent on you that's busy watching this, that's sharing, and that's commenting on this. And I really do think, I mean, I've got my sister that's jumped on. Yapi's always there and supporting. Marley Victor, absolutely. I mean, she does stuff with Vodacom. Vinay jumping on. You guys are really and truly great. And I thank you so much for joining on. Byron, I see there's also jumped on. Victor, thank you so much. Elizabeth, Elise, that always jumps on as well. JD, guys, I'm sorry if I don't mention your name, but I really do appreciate your help and for joining me on the show. It really means a lot to me. All right, have a great evening. All the best. Keep shooting. Stay positive. Stay motivated. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. It's just about what your mind tells you you can do. So until next week, have a great evening. I'm going to see you soon. Yeah, let's do it. All the best. Take it easy. That's it from me, Steven Segal, and Through the Lens.